Hey guys, it's day 3 in Prague and we started off our day crossing over the Charles Bridge. The Charles Bridge is significant not only because it used to be the only bridge people could cross to get from one side to the other, but it also was the main bridge linking the palace and the old town. So we're on Charles Bridge at the moment. It's got a really lovely vibe to it. There's musicians, there's lots of stalls, some wonderful views across the water. So we're on the other side of the river now, and our first port of call is to find somewhere to have some breakfast. Most of the food places are on the other side, but there are still some here, so we're going to find somewhere to have some food before we go off exploring. There seems to be an abundance of shops selling marijuana for some reason. In Prague, there just seems to be no end of shops that sell cannabis and stuff. Cannabis lollies, that's the first thing we saw when we arrived. I thought, oh, okay. And it explains why there's just so many places that do it here. We decided to grab our breakfast at this little restaurant that serves goulash soup, which we had to try. Made from beef, vegetables, peppers and paprika, it's served in a bread bowl. Right, let's try this goulash soup. Getting all traditional. Hang on, I have to go back. It's nice, it's rich. It almost reminds me of a little bit of like a stew taste to it. Almost, but not. Very rich though. Very nice, it's warming. The meat that's in here is kind of small and granularly, almost like a bolognese sort of texture, with like bits of potato and carrots. That meal was absolutely delicious. I love the goulash soup. Wow, so tasty. We're making our way to Prague, which is the castle in Prague. We made our way to the castle, passing the oldest pub in Prague, which actually first opened in 1375. This pub looked pretty cool and atmospheric, but sadly it was very, very full, so we skipped stopping here this time. We continued on our journey, climbing up the stairs and eventually reaching the top. Once at the top, we got some great views of the city. This is the best way to burn off some of that beer. And apparently Prague is one of the few cities where the water is more expensive than the beer. So there you go, which is a dangerous concoction. We're about to go into the castle, but let me tell you something, the view from up here is pretty spectacular. You get some lovely views of the city from up in this kind of square. It looks very cool. So far, it looks like the castle's free to get into. So we're just going to walk around the garden first of all. You know how I love my gardens, my nature, eating the trees. No. But yeah, it's beautiful. Very chilled up here. The view alone makes it worth it. It's funny though because the windows have been painted on the side of the building. I don't think I've seen that before. We're officially in the castle. So this is the main courtyard now here. So let's see what it looks like. You ready? What an amazing sight as you go through that passage. You come out into this amazing, beautiful church. Wow. That is completely crazy. We headed inside the cathedral, which was too crowded for me, but I did love the stained glass. beautiful. It really is. This cathedral is not only the largest place of worship in the city, but is where the coronations of kings and queens took place. It's also the resting place of some saints and archbishops, and even houses some of the relics of the True Cross. Hiding under some trees right now. There's another lovely viewpoint here on the other side of the castle. Check out these lovely views. In fact, there are no end of viewpoints from the castle looking over at the city. So we're heading to Petrin Tower, which is the highest viewpoint in Prague. You have to get a cable car up there part of the way, and then it's 300 steps to the top of the tower. We continued on through the palace gardens, eventually coming out onto the streets where we walked uphill to Petrin Hill, a beautiful park that's home to Petrin Tower as well as fruit trees and rose gardens. One thing you can't say Prague doesn't have is seating. There are benches everywhere here, which is great because there's a lot of hills. Now granted, in Prague obviously there are not that many in a row, but you do get a lot of benches up the hills and places to just rest and take a breather. So we walked straight from the castle and we're going through this lovely park. It's a beautiful walk with no end of scenic shots. And it's just really pretty and peaceful. It feels like the city's in another world away almost. But it's very prevalent in the corner at the side of you, so you're kind of still part of it even if you're in the quietness of nature. The incline got steeper as we got closer to the tower. It was great to finally reach the tower, but after all that walking, the 299 steps seemed really daunting as we began our climb up the tower. And up we go, onward and upwards. There were thankfully lots of rest points along the way, which we took full advantage of.
We walked here from the castle, whereas you can just get the cable car from the bottom and then walk down, or just go back down by cable car. It's much easier. This is so high, and we still got that bit to go here. Like, I have a fear of heights. You wouldn't believe it because I like throwing myself into high places. But right now, you feel, even though it's really high, you feel very vulnerable. So it's amazing, though. The view is amazing.
This is the top. You can actually feel the top of this wobbling. I'm so glad we have a barrier. I know it's an illusion. We're still as high up, but it's a little bit more comforting.
A lot more stable here. It's a nice feeling, like, well, at least the illusion of having something in the way is quite nice. Because down there you can feel the wind really hitting you, but it's amazing. The view here is amazing.
It got quite overcast once we reached the top of the tower, but that being said, the views were still amazing. So what comes up has to come down. The tower has a separate stairway for those going up versus those going down, which is quite handy, and meant we could stop whenever we wanted without causing a scene. The route down is just as quirky as the route up. It's all downhill. If you have vertigo, good luck.
So we've just found a mirror maze up at the top. I think we should go in.
Never been in a mirror maze before, and this one was pretty cool and trippy. Oh my god, no wonder they call it a mirror maze. Holy crap. Oh my god.
Oh, right, I thought you were through there. Don't know where you are, can you see me?
No.
I can see reflections of you.
Ah, there you are.
Sorry?
Come this way.
Oh.
After After our mirror maze experience, we congratulated ourselves on conquering the tower before getting in the cable car down to the town. So our travel card covers us for this cable car as well. You only insert the card into the yellow box once at the moment you begin activation. You don't need to do it multiple times. So as we activated our card when we bought it at the airport, we didn't need to activate it again. But make sure you have an activated ticket before you ride the cable car, as there are ticket officers at the bottom that won't let you out unless your ticket's activated. So nice being able to take the cable car down and not having to walk. We sat back, relaxed and enjoyed the ride. Our next destination was Letna Park, and oh no, more steps! So we're heading to a park David recommended, which has kind of got a bit of a hipstery vibe, and there's lots of bars apparently scattered through the park, which sounds pretty cool. But the dreaded stairs, I'm all stared out today. It's been fun, but no more stairs please. Once we climbed the stairs, we saw lots of skaters and a giant metronome. Believe it or not, this is actually a functioning metronome and it is 75 feet tall. We continued deeper into the park, spotting our first little cafe before deciding to continue on. This park is massive and very relaxed. We finally spotted a good bar to chill at with lots of seating and some great views too. Gonna try this Czech rum. So, Nastravi.
Nastravi.
Let's give it a go. Ooh, it smells strong. Okay.
It smells gorgeous.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my gosh. That tastes amazing.
That is strange. I kind of feel it's a bit bluish.
Do you? To me it smells amazing and tastes amazing.
No. No, not to me.
It reminds me of like a rum and raisin ice cream. That's the smell and the flavour I'm getting from it.
I think we'll agree to disagree on that one. Look how far away Petrin Tower is now. We left the park and made our way down to the old town, spotting the cutest thing ever, a swan carrying her baby on her back. How cute is this? Feeling pretty hungry, we decided to stop at this restaurant close to Charles Bridge. I had the most delicious pasta dish with tomato, cheese, basil and pesto, and Tig had pork and potatoes, which he absolutely loved.
That peppercorn sauce is amazing, it tastes amazing, and pork is so tender. Oh, it's delicious.
So we found this place. It's amazing. It's right next to Charles Bridge. So I'm stuffing my face with food as I say this. So it's right next to Charles Bridge. There's quite a few restaurants along this bit, this little alcove. This is one of them. And the plus is because it's quite cold outside, you've got the lovely views but nice and snug. And where we're sitting, you've got an amazing big window with views of the Charles Bridge and the river, and it looks so beautiful. It's such a scenic, lovely spot to sit and enjoy your food. And they tuck into this food because it's too good to leave sitting here getting cold. After the food, we made our way back onto Charles Bridge. So we're gonna have a little wander around and see what the story is. We managed to get Tig a jumper because he's going around in a t-shirt, for goodness sake.
It's a bit better, it's a bit warmer, you know, and I'm promoting.
Prague.
Prague.
I'm glad, because I was getting a little bit, you know, when you kind of think, you're kind of feeling cold yourself and you're thinking, how the hell are they managing just a t-shirt? So I'm really glad he's got a nice hoodie on. And it was snuggly. After taking in the evening views on the water, we spotted a robot bar which was too good to pass up. It looked pretty cool in there and thankfully wasn't full, so we found a table and placed our order. It seems a little bit gimmicky, but it seems like a cool thing to try, why not? All the spirits are all on top and the robot's gonna basically make drinks for us. It's worth noting that during the day and the early evening the robot bar is free to enter, but during the night time the robot bar becomes part of a club and you have to pay to get into it. We really enjoyed this. Look at these robots do their thing, that's so cool. It's definitely a little bit gimmicky and you're paying around £8.60 for the cocktails, which is quite pricey, but I loved it and would recommend it for the experience alone. Next time we go further afield, finding a cool industrial place and try more amazing food, exploring the old town on horse and cart. So until next time guys, take care and we'll see you soon.